Are you self-employed or run a small business? And if so, do you want to lower your taxes and start saving for retirement? In this video, I'll be sharing 2 great ways you can do this. 1 through a SEP IRA, 2 through a simple IRA, and at the end, we'll do a SEP IRA versus simple IRA comparison to help you decide which may be best for you. First up, SEP IRA as your retirement plan. If you're self-employed or run a small business, you can set up a SEP IRA with pretty much any financial brokerage institution out there like Vanguard, Fidelity, TD, Ameritrade, Schwab, E-Trade. SEP stands for Simplified Employee Pension. And let me share 5 great features of a SEP IRA, why you may want to do this. First, it's tax deductible, meaning if you put in, let's say, $10,000 into a SEP IRA, then you get to deduct that from your tax return, which translates to a lower tax bill. Second great feature, really the beauty of a SEP IRA is compared to a 401k where you have to choose from like 10 or 15 funds that your employer have selected for you, you can pretty much invest in any ETF or mutual fund that's publicly available to retail investors out there once you have your SEP IRA set up. So you can even buy like an Amazon stock or a Tesla stock if you wanted to. I'm not suggesting you should, but the point is your investment options are much wider. By the way, if you'd like some tips on how to pick individual stocks, make sure you check out our video on 4 smart steps on how to pick stocks. The third great feature of SEP IRA is it's tax deferred. So any dividends that your investments are generating each month or each quarter, you don't have to pay taxes on that. Also, let's say you bought GameStop for like $10 a share and you sold it for $200 a share. You don't have to pay capital gains taxes on the profit that you just made because it's in a tax advantage account. You just need to pay taxes once you take it out upon your retirement. The fourth really great feature of a SEP IRA is you don't need to report anything with the IRS. So unlike if you set up, let's say, a 401k, you have to do a whole bunch of paperwork, a bunch of like non-discrimination testing each year. So none of that IRS reporting if you set up a SEP IRA. And the fifth great feature is the flexibility in terms of how much you can contribute each year because it's really up to you. So let's say last year you put in $10,000 and this year you're feeling like, hey, you know what? I wanna go to Finland and check out Northern Lights, maybe bring along and pay for my sibling or my loved one's cost as well so we can share that together. And maybe I'll just put in $1,000 to my SEP IRA this year. It's really up to you. It gives you a lot of flexibility. The 2 main steps to create a SEP IRA is first, you just go to, let's say, Vanguard or Fidelity, and again, any financial institution out there, click on open an account. You may have to choose like see all accounts or show all account types because it's not really readily apparent because not everybody can contribute to a SEP IRA, only for self-employed and for small business owners. Then you just follow the instructions afterwards and it's pretty straightforward. Or the other important thing that you need to do to create a SEP IRA, which many people forget, is you need to fill up what's called a Form 5305 SEP. 5305 SEP. You can Google that. And you're probably now thinking, Alvin, I thought there wasn't going to be any paperwork. What is this form that you're asking me to fill up? Well, it's only half a page. Don't worry. Don't get too intimidated about it. And it's pretty straightforward to fill up. And you just need to sign and date it. You don't need to send it to the IRS. You just file it for your paperwork. So in case you get audited, you can say, hey, this is the form which I used to create a SEP IRA, and it's all good. Now, if you read the official websites, it's gonna tell you that you can contribute up to 25% of your total salary up to the IRS maximum. In my experience, really, it comes down to roughly just about 18% after a bunch of adjustments and stuff. And so you just need to take note on exactly how much you can contribute maximum if you want to max out your SEP IRA. Now, the main caveat of a SEP IRA is really the one who makes the contributions is the employer. Now, if you're self-employed, you're the employee and the employer, so that's not really a problem. But if you have a W-2 employee, and let's say you put in 18% of your salary to your SEP IRA, according to the rules, you as the employer will also have to contribute 18% of your W-2 employee's total salary to his or her SEP IRA. And for a lot of small business owners, that's probably too much of a benefit. And this is where a simple IRA comes in. Second option as a small business retirement plan is a simple IRA. If you're a small business owner and you have a W-2 employee, a simple IRA might be attractive for you. Simple IRA stands for, and I actually had to read this because I can't memorize this. It's too long. Savings Incentive Match Plan for Employees, otherwise called a simple IRA. 5 great features of a simple IRA, very similar to a SEP IRA. It's tax deductible, it's tax deferred. You can pretty much, if you open it at the right institution, you can buy an ETF or a mutual fund that you'd like. The really awesome feature here is being able to offer this as a retirement plan for your employees, your W-2 employees. And you might ask, what's so great about that? Well, there's actually 40 million private sector employees in this country that do not have access to a retirement plan. So that's really a big deal, setting up a retirement plan that you can contribute to and you're giving the option for your employees to contribute to. Now, the cost to you as the employer is really only 2 to 3% of your employee salary, because you have to provide some type of matching to this simple IRA. And it's not really that much. It's almost like giving them a 2 or 3% raise. And simple IRAs, you don't have to have a W-2 employee. Even though you're self-employed, you're the sole employee of your practice, you can also contribute to a simple IRA. You also need to fill up the form 5305. Simple, again, really short form, half a page. You don't need to file with the IRS, just sign, date, and keep it. And for 2020 and 2021, you can contribute up to $13,500 plus the as the employee plus the matching from the employer. If you have any questions on how to set up a simple IRA, just write them down in the comment section below. Finally, SEP IRA versus simple IRA. Which one might be best for you if you're self-employed or run a small business? Well, if you are a high-income earner and your salary is already in the 6 figures, let's say you made $150,000 this year. By the way, congratulations if you're making that much as a small business owner. I'm sure you put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears building your small business or practice. Kudos to you. If your objective is to put as much money in a tax-deferred account, maybe a SEP IRA might be more attractive to you because it's a percentage of your salary that you can put in. Also, another thing that's going for the SEP IRAs, it's just much easier to open online. Now, on the flip side, if you are building your practice right now, you're just starting up, you have a moderate income, so let's say you have $40,000 or something like that, the percentage of that is going to be much smaller, and so simple IRA might be more attractive to you because it's an absolute number that you can contribute if your objective, again, is to put in as much money in this tax-deferred account. And as we mentioned earlier, if you have a W-2 employee or planning to have one, then a simple IRA might be a better fit for you because your obligation as the employer is going to be much lower compared to a SEP IRA. Now, there's actually another retirement plan for small business owners, self-employed folks that we haven't talked about, and that is a solo 401k or individual 401k. So make sure you check out our video on solo 401k versus SEP IRA. And if you're interested in climate-friendly investments for your SEP IRA or simple IRA, make sure you check out our video on fossil fuel free investing.